What is going on, guys? It is Arx Guns and I am back, and as you guys can see, if you were here in my last video, you're now here in my current one. I've went ahead and upgraded the backdrop, camera, microphone, and a couple of other things to pretty much increase the production quality of my videos to go ahead and bring you guys better content. And I am very excited to introduce to you the video for today, which is going to be for the Springfield Prodigy. And you know, you guys know I have the staccatos. I have the staccato P, C2, and XC, and I have to admit this thing did impress me. For the price that it comes in, this is a pretty cool gun, man. I have to definitely say that. Before we get into the review, man, I'd like to ask you guys to please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. I'm trying to continue to grow my channel. I'm trying to get into 5,000 subscribers, and I really do need your guys' help to do that. Appreciate you guys, man. Let's go ahead and hop right into this review. To get into the review of the Springfield Prodigy, let's go ahead and break this down into three separate subjects. And the first subject, it's going to be design, quick specs, and pretty much just my preferred features and things that I did like about this one and my first impressions. The second subject is going to be performance, and in there we're going to talk about speed, accuracy, and reliability. And for the last subject, it's going to be a conclusion, pretty much my final thoughts, my shooting experience with this gun. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and hop right into this review. So for quick specs and preferred features onto this, I'm not going to get into all the specs on this and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to get into some of the specifications that I really do like about this. First thing being that this is the 4.25 inch model. They also do have the 5-inch model available as well, but I wanted the 4.25 inch because I wanted to run a TLR-7A sub close to emitter, and I wanted to have a competitor to my staccato C2 in regards to what would EDC best. And as you see, I set them up very similar, and this is pretty much what I wanted to do with this one. But for preferred features and designs into the Springfield Prodigy that I really like, one of the first things is going to be on there, man, that this has some very nice deep serrations. They are very nice deep serrations in the front and very nice deep serrations in the rear. This is very, very easy to grab and rack and do the whole thing with. It is sweet. This is definitely a really sweet gun to go ahead and rack and round and do all that kind of stuff, because you get a lot of grip on there, and if you don't get that as well, you can get some help with that optic and slide and everything. You just got a lot of grip going on with this one. That's not going to be a problem at all whatsoever. Another thing that I like about this, even though I do not believe it is the best trigger for 19 and 2011s, it is actually still a very good trigger. And not only is it still a very good trigger, but it also has a very nice look to it. The trigger, if I wasn't recall, I don't have like a weight measuring on it, but if I recall from online, this has a slightly heavier trigger than the staccato C2. It has a little bit more of a curve, and it has those 3 little circles, which look absolutely great on it. So I can show you guys the brake and reset on this right over here. So this is going to be the brakes. You can see this is wall, and the travel on this one's a little longer than staccato C2, and I'll compare it so you guys can see. Actually, let me get the other one so I can show you guys simultaneously pretty much what I'm talking about. So empty, empty. So as you can see, I'm gonna put them right next to each other. Hopefully you can catch this right over here. This is wall, this is wall. Wall on the staccato C2 is much shorter than, the travel is much shorter than on the P. than on the Springfield Prodigy. So once you get to the wall right over there, let's go ahead and show you the brake. So this is wall, instant, and here's reset right over here. A little bit on the longer side, nothing crazy though. This is still, even though it's a little bit longer travel and a little bit longer reset, this is still a phenomenal trigger. This is very easy to go fast with, and that's one of the things that I really liked about this. So outside of the serrations and the trigger, this is really, really nice. Another thing that I liked outside of the serrations and trigger is the grip. This is actually really nice grip on here. This is pretty much what staccato started switching from, going from their older stuff, which is like their technically V2s, which is these right here, now going into the newer tack patterns like this, which is a very nice one. And an additional thing that I liked about this right there, in regards to where the controls and the safety, which is very nice, easy to hit, and very tactile, very similar to the staccato C2, where it's just very tactile, very easy. Yeah, I like that a lot. And also the palm safety on this is very easy, very smooth. I have a nice model, man. I feel like I have a model that did not have a lot going on with it. There was one thing, which I'll get into that in a second, but outside of that, man, these are the features that I really enjoyed about this firearm right here. And I think that'll be the features that stand out to you. So outside of the features, what are my first impressions of this? Well, my first impressions were actually very positive. Taking out the box, everything looked really good. Everything looked really nice. When I got out the box, it was on the factory lube. It wasn't like a ton, you know, it was like not the best stuff. It was very gritty. And I was getting some, and I got like a locking where it would lock back, like lock a bit right over here. And I thought it was coming from the slide release right over here. But going through my comments in the section, I noticed that it was actually, and they were correct on that, it was actually actually hanging up a bit on it on there as well. So what I did was I took it to a friend, and he did some minor adjustments, and it feels even smoother than it did when I got it before. But keep in mind that it's something that when I did look it up was something that other people were experiencing. This can cause you a problem that you might have to send it back, but luckily I did not have any issues in mine. And some of the other ones I saw for the other issues, just from running, it kind of broke in and worked out well that way, so they had no problems. But mine, I did have it slightly tuned just a little bit by my buddy, and now it feels just nice and smooth and super clean. And outside of that one thing right there that I did not like in my first impressions, the second thing that I did not like was the guide rod. Definitely gonna replace this with something like EGW or something like that. Just I don't like the need a tool to take it apart and do all that kind of stuff. I don't like that feature right there. But that'll be everything right over there for features, man. And let's go ahead and hop right into performance. Now, for your guys' favorite section, performance. And in there, let's go ahead and head right into that first one, which is going to be speed. In speed, yeah, it's fast, man. The trigger on this, I know that there was a couple of issues going on when the Prodigy was first coming out, and some people were still having issues with some cadence in regards to how the trigger was set up. They were having, particularly with the 5-inch, where they were having some cadence issues, and it was just they were just having a bit of a hard time going quick with it. Man, you know, this is one of the more recent ones that I just purchased, and it was purchased new. So I feel like they have been refining these as they've been coming out in production. They've been hearing the stuff that's been going on. QC has been looking into making sure that the things that have been standing out have been looked into more. And I have not had any issues with speed on this gun. This thing is quick, it is easy to point, it is easy to shoot, the trigger is fast, and the gun performs fast with it. So yeah, this is a quick gun. For accuracy, this was very accurate. I had absolutely zero issues right after zeroing this down. Absolutely zero issues being able to hit really tight boxes of this thing. I mean, it was very easy to point and shoot. I was hitting this it was like right at like headshots. I was like at the mouth area because I was trying to do these similar groupings because I didn't have a lot of targets with me out there. And man, it was super easy to continuously hit, like in the mouth box, in the head box, in the chest box. And I even went ahead and stepped all the way back, and I think I was sitting somewhere around 40 yards. And I didn't count all the way through. I was just quickly, as I was walking, I was like counting in my head, and it was somewhere around 40 yards, and that's on the shorter side. And it was right by the stand that I was using to pretty much create multiple angle shots for practice. And I went back out there, man. I was shooting from out there, like pointed on there and tilting and doing that kind of stuff. And yeah, very easy to control. This was a very awesome gun to shoot. It is not only is it fast, like I was mentioning, it is very accurate and very controllable. Very fun gun. And last, but not least, reliability. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, again, I've had zero issues with it. I haven't had any failure of absolutely any kind at all whatsoever. The only reliability issue I might have been where, like I said, it was that it was riding a little bit at first. Once I lubed it, like I mentioned before, it was no longer doing that. I went ahead and had it tuned up anyway so it can be run even smoother. And this thing has just been absolutely flawless. And so you guys know, I actually did run like 300 rounds before my friend actually went even looked at this. So I was already running this before he did it. Then he went and messed it and ran it some more, and it was just even more flawless. So yeah, I've had absolutely zero problems with it. It has been 100% reliable with two different types of ammo type. One of them was 147 grain and the other one was 115 grain. That's correct, because I bought 147 for the XC because I'm going to be getting into doing a large round count review on that one as well. So you guys know
Springfield Prodigy, it does work inside the Safariland with the TLR 7A, no problem. And the hood will also work, and it'll completely seal up, and it'll actually all not lock up and come out properly. So that's pretty cool.
But yeah, Springfield Prodigy was 100% reliable for me. So for my conclusion, my final thoughts, my final shooting experience with this, ultimately, do I think that this is worth it? Does it stack up to the Staccato C2 or even the Bull Armory? And I'm going to say yes, yes, and yes. I do think it is worth it for the price range. This is very well priced, and like anything, guys, you know, this is not the first time a large manufacturer has released a new firearm that's had a lot of issues. You have seen SIG. SIG is having now some issues. SIG has had issues in the past with the P320 that are going through all their lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. They're having some issues now with their X-Macker, which I have the X-Macker. I'm not having actually any of those issues, which is a lot of the rusting issues and issues with the finish. I'm not having that issue, but for example, SIG had that. It's a new release, and I knew it was going to be the same thing for Springfield Prodigy. And as they go on and come out with the Gen 2s and all that kind of stuff, and Gen 3s, they're just going to get finer and finer tuned. And this is it was a great gun, honestly, man. For the price, you're getting a bull barreled dual stack 2011 that's modular, so you're getting the full 3-stack system, which is the slide, frame, and grip. So this is, at the price that it comes in, you can further upgrade this onto this and add metal grips. You can add a chunk port, and you can still be at close to a lesser price point than the Staccato C2. I think the Springfield Prodigy is definitely something to look into. If you are wanting the Springfield Prodigy over the Staccato C2, or you're trying to dabble up to the two, it's ultimately what's going to be the factor is going to be price. And if you're just not wanting to spend, honestly, $2,400, $2,500, $2,600, and you're just trying to get into it and you want to see if you enjoy it, I think something like the Springfield Prodigy is a perfect gun to get into. You can go ahead and hop right into the 4.25 or the 5-inch, go out there, shoot it around, see if you really enjoy that gun. And if you really like that gun and you really like that platform, then you can go ahead and say, man, I want to go ahead and I want to do something different. You know, somebody like me, once I own like the Springfield Prodigy 4.25 and maybe even a 5-inch as well, once I own both of them, or sometimes when I own one, I'm like, oh, this is really nice. I want now like the Staccato, so that's when you can go there, you can make an upgrade and you can go right into the Staccato C2 or P or whichever one you want to do. But ultimately, I think that the Springfield Prodigy is a very good gun. I think it's worth its price range, and I also think that once you get this going and you set it all up and you do nicer stuff, this is going to be a very reliable, good shooting contender gun. This is nice, no doubt about it. But yeah, that is my ultimate and final conclusion for this firearm. It's dope, man. You guys go out there and get yourself one if you want to get into the 2011 game. This is a great starter way to get in. Like I said, the next one would be Bull Armory, and I do have one more. Let me show you guys this one real quick. This one over here is going to be by Rock Island. You will have to get it optic cut like I did, but these Rock Island Armies, man, they'll go for $750, $800. And then you send that optic cut to get done, you're sitting right around $1,000, just a little over. This is another really cool one, but I need to finish shooting this out. I haven't gone to the range yet to fully check this out, but this is another great starter one, right along with the Springfield Prodigy and right along with the Bull Armory, which I have right over here as well. These are all right around the $1,400, $1,500 mark. And yeah, if you're right around there and you're curious on which one you wanted to go with, I think if you went with the Bull, you'll be very happy. I think if you went with the Springfield Prodigy, you'll be happy. And I got to finish the Rock Island out. The first original shooting experience that I had with it was actually very positive, but I just put a dot. I'm going to take it back out. I'm going to see how it tracks and see how it does. And this is going to be a very interesting one. But that'll be everything for my conclusion on the Springfield Prodigy, man. I hope you guys like this review. If you guys want to see more of this stuff and you're going to see some of the future, some of the things that I'm carrying like this one, go ahead and hit the like and sub, man. I need you guys to support to continue to grow my channel. I've hit 3,000 subscribers thanks to you guys, and now I'm trying to continue to grow more, and I need your guys' help to do that. But that'll be everything for today, man. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day and stay safe out there.